Doctor Doom is one of the most iconic and formidable villains in all of Marvel Entertainment. His battles against the Fantastic Four, Avengers, Silver Surfer, and others have cemented his legacy as one of Marvel's most fearsome adversaries. Thankfully, developers Second Dinner have done the character justice by making him a fantastic card in Marvel Snap. When played, Doctor Doom equates to a 6 energy, 15 power play. Doom's ability to spread 5 points of power across all 3 lanes with his Doombots is a force to be reckoned with, especially when opponents don't expect it. One of the biggest strengths of Doom is his versatility and consistency. When a draft or arena mode inevitably comes to Marvel Snap, Doom will be one of the best cards in the format. His capability as a finisher in nearly any draft deck will force players to consider him before clicking the end turn button. Doom shines in areas other cards do not. Sending 2 Doombots across the board allows Doctor Doom to put points in locations that would otherwise be unreachable, like Sanctum Sanctorum, Death's Domain, Kiln, Storm's Flooded location, and more. This flexibility gives Doctor Doom players peace of mind, while those piloting other decks are forced to abandon locations they can't reach. Doom benefits greatly from other locations as well, including Kamar Taj, which allows him to place 4 Doombots on the board instead of 2, Washington DC, which allows 1 Doombot to gain 3 additional power, Quantum Tunnel, which allows Doom to add the Doombots to the board then cycle back into the deck, and others. At the time of recording, the Marvel Snap meta is chock full of greedy combo decks that win games by combining synergistic cards with a lethal turn 6 finisher to close out the game. Dr. Doom's greatest competition in today's meta are 2 cards which serve a very similar purpose to his, them being Hela and the Living Tribunal. Both are 6-cost cards who add points to all 3 locations, albeit in a manner quite different from Doom. Hela and Tribunal decks rely on a consistent game plan from turns 1 through 5. In the case of Hela, cards must be discarded for Hela to revive them when played. Those piloting Living Tribunal decks often fill a lane with an insane amount of power, then play Tribunal to spread that power out to all other locations. Both of these are easily capable of surpassing Doctor Doom's 15 points of power, but the trade-off is that they are much more predictable. Experienced Snap players will see Hela or Tribunal coming several turns in advance, and if they don't have the means to counter them, can simply retreat and lose just 1 cube. In comparing Doctor Doom with these cards, Doom has a tremendous advantage when it comes to the surprise factor. Doing something other players don't see coming is a great way to promote overconfidence and steal cubes from opponents. Dr. Doom has natural synergy with cards that limit access to locations or grant him additional power. He has often been paired with Storm, a combo that allows players access to the otherwise unreachable Flooded location on turn 6. Flipping this location with 5 additional power at the end of the game can often mean the difference between winning and losing. A newer addition to this lockdown package is Ms. Marvel. Since the Doombots are both 6-cost cards, Ms. Marvel's requirement is easily met when a Doombot is combined with another card. When both Storm and Ms. Marvel are paired with Doctor Doom, the result is often an additional 10 points of power in the Flooded location, a number difficult for opponents to overcome. Those 3 cards form the base package of the typical lockdown deck. Other cards in the deck include Nebula, Medusa, Vision, Alioth, and others. Doctor Doom is common in ramp decks as well. Such decks utilize Electro, Wave, or the newly released Corvus Glaive to get high-energy cards on the board early. Playing Doctor Doom on 5 followed by Odin on 6 is a common strategy in these decks, and this combo can result in over 30 points hitting the board in just 2 turns. But with that said, ramp decks have fallen out of favor due to the prevalence of common meta decks that often surpass the point generation that ramp decks are capable of. But in a metagame where decks rely on playing multiple cards per turn, ramp decks, especially those that play Sandman, may have a chance to bounce back. Dr. Doom also has a place in decks such as Cerebro 5 and on reveal lists with Wong, but such decks are relatively uncommon and don't really warrant an in-depth breakdown. Dr. Doom is one of those few Marvel Snap cards that have been great since the game's inception in 2022. In those early days, Doom was often played on his own or as an alternate finisher in Patriot decks, which provided both Doombots with some extra points of power. In an OTA update in June 2023, the power of the Doombots was reduced to 4. Second Dinner justified the nerf by saying the Doombots were too consistent, and that Doom overall provided players with too much power over all 3 locations. Many creators were critical of the change and didn't understand it at the time. Thankfully, the nerf to the Doombots was reverted in August of that year. Outside of this brief period in the summer of 2023, Dr. Doom's ability and power have remained unchanged throughout Marvel Snap's history. With Doctor Doom being such a popular character, there are a plethora of variants available for Snap players to collect. Fortunately for them, Doom variants are some of the best in the game. His base art is better than most, and has inking by Joe Vereen and color by Ryan Kinnard. Doom's bundle exclusive variants include the Hero variants released in December of 2022 with inking and coloring by Corin Kaiser Stone. The Kai variant released on January 10th of this year with inking and coloring by Kailun Ku, and an upcoming bundled variant scheduled to release in April 2024 with inking and coloring by Megan Hetrick. Rare Pool Doctor Doom variants include the Pixel variant with inking and coloring by G Angle, the Baby variant with inking and coloring by Scotty Young, and the Max Greca variant with inking and coloring by the Swedish artist. Finally, what many consider to be Doom's best variants are found in the Super Rare Pool, which each cost 1,200 gold in the shop. These variants include the Alex Ross variant with inking and coloring by the American artist, the Archerm variant with inking and coloring by the Singaporean digital artist, the Midnight Suns variant with inking and coloring by Daniela Zeman, and most recently the Hellfire Gala variant with inking by Russell Dodderman and coloring by Matthew Wilson. Dr. Doom's great ability, synergy with other cards, surprise factor, and fantastic selection of variants all combine to make him a phenomenal Marvel Snap card. On a personal note, when I was beginning my Snap journey in the fall of 2022, I was lucky enough to acquire Doom as one of my first Series 3 cards. I adored him from the first time I played him, and I love the fact that he's still a great card today. For those of you still here, thank you. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing. I'm a brand new YouTube creator and want to grow this channel into a passionate Marvel Snap community, so your support means the world to me. A huge thank you to AGC for his help with this video. I wouldn't have been able to do it without him. Check out his channel in the description below. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.